today we are going to be making macarons with almond flavored frosting. A couple of things you need to do beforehand is we have our egg whites here. Those need to sit out 1 to 3 days before you make the macarons because it's easier to whip up into a meringue if they've been sitting out for longer. And also another nice thing to have is this is a metric scale, and a lot of macaron recipes are measured in grams or milliliters or whatever. And so this is just super helpful to help you measure those out. So the first thing you're gonna do is, well, in the recipe it says a food processor, but our food processor is not big enough. So you're going to pulse the confectioner's sugar and the almond flour in the blender or food processor 20 times to get it blended. Okay, so now the next thing you're gonna do after you've blended the almond flour and the confectioner's sugar is you're gonna put it through a mesh strainer and into a large bowl. And it takes quite a while because there's a lot. And when it gets down to the bottom and there are the large clumps, don't try to push those through. You just try to break them up with your hands, and so they come through easier. But eventually you're gonna be left with a bunch of little ones, and you can just dump those into a bowl. They're not necessary. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna add half of the egg whites, which is 75 grams. You're gonna add 75 grams of the egg whites to the powder, and you are going to beat it with a wooden spoon, or any spoon. Doesn't really matter. I like wooden spoons. And feel free to be aggressive with it. And yeah, it does not matter if you beat the air out of the egg whites or anything. You're gonna do it until it forms a paste. And then you're going to cover it and set it aside. Okay, so now you're going to take the other 75 grams and you're going to put it into a mixer. I use the whisk attachment. If you don't have a whisk attachment, that's fine. And you pour that in there, and you whip it until it's at stiff peaks. And you know if it's reached stiff peaks once you lift the mixer and it holds its shape. This is probably going to need to go a little bit more because it's holding its shape, but it's still wobbly. Okay, so now you're going to have a medium-sized saucepan like this one here, and you're going to pour in your 60 milliliters of water and your 190 grams of sugar, just like that. I normally stir it up, so that's what I'm gonna do. So you just stir it up like that. It's kind of thick, but you know, the sugar dissolved. Oh, just a little bit. And then you're gonna turn that to high. And then you need something to measure the temperature of the water. This is what we use. It's a Taylor's the brand. And you just press the little button on the top, turn it on. And then you wait until 244 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's when you do the next step. So you know it's stiff peaks when it comes off the mixer, but it doesn't fall. And when there's a little peak in the icing where the whisk was, that's why it's stiff peaks. So once your mixture reaches 244, you go over to your mixer and you slowly, while it is beating, slowly pour it. And sometimes it does that. But we're not gonna show that in the video. Okay, so you're gonna have to mix this for a very long time. And mine's not done yet, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add color because it's kind of close, so. So you know it's ready when you are able to take out the bowl, flip it over your head, and nothing's gonna fall on you. See? All good. Hi, you're on speaker. What are you doing? No! No.
Say hi to Michaela.
Okay, this is my quarantine friend, Michaela.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, YouTube. Okay. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to have our paste back. And you're going to add the meringue to the paste. Now you're going to take about a third of the meringue. You're just gonna plop it into there. And you can beat this. You don't have to be gentle with this. This is just to get the dough easier to work with. Beautiful. So once you've done that, you take the rest of the meringue and you really gently mix it in. Because you don't want to whip the air out of it. And you know it's ready when you scoop some up and it ribbons off like lava. It's called the ribbon stage. Okay, so now what you need to do is you're gonna put the batter in the piping bag. And what I've learned to do, it's really helpful, it makes it a whole lot easier, is you take like a tall cup, this is our roll in, and you put the piping bag in there. And you fold over the sides, like so. And then you can just scoop it in there. I like the cookies to be uniform size, that way they're easier to stack and make the actual macarons. So in order to do that, I take, this is a sprinkles lid, and I just take it on the parchment paper and trace it and pencil it. So after I've done this, I flip them over so that the pencil doesn't get on the actual cookies. And then you pipe just a little bit in the corners. Oops, that was a lot. So the parchment does stick. It doesn't go everywhere. Beautiful. And then you go over the circle like this. You just pipe. And this is what the finished product looks like. Yes, you can zoom in here. So one thing I'd like to talk about is you see these little ridges here. These are called the feet of the macaron, and those are very crucial in developing the macaron. To get the feet, when you are piping the macarons, you whack them on the counter really hard on each side, and that gets all the air out, and it's crucial to building those feet. And you might also be wondering about the buttercream inside of it. I use buttercream because I think it's easiest to make, but you can use anything. Like some people use jam, some people use meringue, like whatever you want is totally fine. I also put sprinkles on my macaron. You want to do that before you bake them and while you let them set for 30 minutes. That's when you put the sprinkles on them. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Cooking with Camille, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!
I am making gummies.
Tell me what you're doing. You're pouring the gelatin in?
I'm pouring the, uh-oh. Mom, can you get out of there?